Greetings and welcome to Nathan Lyle Official. If you've never seen my face in a video before, my name is Nathan Lyle. This is my personal channel where I do vlogs, reviews, and anything else that happens to catch my fancy. And since the last time I did one of these videos, I somehow have gotten like 1,000 new subscribers for some reason. And so, just need to catch you up on what this video is before you watch it. First of all, I have CPTSD. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which basically just means either you've had multiple traumatic events or just prolonged exposure to trauma. For me, both. Go ahead and read my book, Everything is Impossible, for sale now. If you want to know more specific details, we're not going into them now. But long story short, hey, growing up, I got beat up all the time. I got beat up at home, I got beat up at school. You know, it really fucks up your mind to be an 8-year-old. You wake up in the morning knowing someone's going to punch you today. You don't know who, you don't know when, you don't know what you're going to do to deserve it, but you just wake up every morning knowing that at some point in the day, someone's going to hit you, because that's just what your life is like. Struggled through depression for the vast majority of my life, and like I personally, like looking back on it, I think 12 was the time when I really first started feeling it, which is like puberty is the worst time to get depression because everyone just thinks you're being a moody hormonal teen and they have no idea just how fucking much you are truly struggling. You know, multiple suicide attempts in high school. Don't worry, I obviously survived. And in my late 20s, I finally reached a point where I was like, I need to do better. I need to be better. I want a better life for myself. And so I finally got into therapy and started working really hard. But 2 years ago, I got fired from an incredibly high-paying job. And the only work I could find was part-time. I couldn't afford therapy. I had to quit. And even now, the job is paying much better, but I still have to actively do the math to try and see, do I make enough that I can actually afford to go to therapy? Because I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hell, if all I can afford is one session and then never go again, it might not even be worth it. So, you know, I still have to punch the numbers because in the past few years, I don't know if you noticed, rent has gone up, groceries have gone up. But anyways, the point is, when I first left therapy, and one of the suggestions was journaling, which was really difficult for me to do. I don't know why. It feels weird just writing, because I used to have a diary when I was in my early 20s. But for some reason it felt wrong now. And it didn't really click until I started, writing a letter to my therapist, knowing she's probably never going to read it. But, you know, being able to get the feelings out still helps me to process it, actually writing it down. And one of the things I did to help keep me on track, to keep me doing it, was to make this series, where once a month I take an excerpt from the thing. I rarely ever read the entire letter. It's usually just like my favorite paragraph from it. And then I make a video about it, and that's what you're about to watch now. So the two things you need to know first and foremost is like, why am I doing this? I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do. It's not at this point. Hey, when I created my YouTube channel in like 2010, I definitely intended to use it to become famous someday. I gave up on that dream, so this is more about like, hey, if my struggling can help make someone else's life and journey just a little bit easier, maybe now that's something that needs to be done. But also, I really need you to know, because I feel like everyone's going to jump on and be like, oh my God, we're so worried about you. You're okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. Because this particular letter I wrote back in May, there is an addendum at the end, but I just want you to know, hey, I'm good. I am mostly okay. And yeah, well, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy this. I worked hard on it. Sort of, honestly. Whatever, just watch it. Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, is this the best it will ever be? Maybe this is as good as it gets. At a very young age, I learned a hard lesson. Life sucks. Bad things happen for no reason, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I've spent my entire life knowing it would never get any better. But I was wrong. My life is far from perfect. But I got a job that pays all my bills. It's the easiest job I've ever had. It's not physically demanding. It's not emotionally overwhelming. A bit draining at times, sure, but what job isn't? I have friends I hang out with regularly. I walk in the door and they're like, Norm! Things are genuinely going great. This might be the best my life has ever been. But I still feel like shit sometimes. Why? Because I spent my entire life being single. Now, there's nothing wrong with being single. I've got a great life. It just hurts to know that some dreams will never come true. I spent my entire childhood being fed the lie that there's someone for everyone, that everyone finds love eventually, everyone is deserving of love. But they forgot to mention that you don't always get what you deserve. Good things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to good people. Life is a series of random events. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes they don't. And it hurts to know you spent your entire life wasting your time on a dream you were never meant to chase. You listened to every cheesy love song, watched every shitty chick flick, all the while knowing that someday you'd find your happily ever after. You spent all your teenage years being told 10 years from now you're exactly the kind of guy every girl will want. Well, it's been 20 years and they still don't want me. I've accepted that. There are some things in life you just can't control. You can't just randomly decide to fall in love with someone. You can't force someone to want you. I mean, this world would be a much easier place if we could actually choose who we fell in love with. But we can't. We just hope. Hope that someday we meet someone who feels the same way about us that we feel about them. Hope they feel the same passion and nervousness when they look at us. Hope they don't change their minds. Hope they don't cheat on us, leave us broken. Well, after all these years, I've lost all hope. I just don't see any point in trying. No amount of effort will change the fact that I'm just not an appealing person. Some people just live and die alone. I am unfortunately one of those people. I'm okay with that. I like being alone most of the time anyways. I love being alone. I crave my alone time. If I don't get enough alone time, I go crazy. I like being alone. I just wish I knew how to stop it from hurting. How do you stop yourself from wanting something you spent your entire life praying for? Is it possible to stop feeling a desire that seems to dig itself out from the very core of your heart?
Update.
What? Wait, what? 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 I was not expecting that. I don't remember.
If you ask me, do you believe in love? My honest answer is, it's complicated. I believe it exists in the world. I've seen it. But do I believe anyone will ever love me? Will I ever be the most important person in someone else's life? Will I ever be the reason someone looks forward to waking up every morning? No, that will never happen. Then again, I accepted years ago that I would never go viral, that I would never make a living as a content creator, that I would die a complete unknown. Then suddenly I started appearing on the homepage, and thousands of you started watching my videos. So, I guess sometimes I can be wrong. Sometimes it just takes more time.